Hello, a very warm welcome to you. My name is Nick, we're on the Commodore Amiga and we're out for a gentle drive, I hope. This game is called 1000 Miglia, 1927 to 1933, Volume 1. It's an Italian game and 1000 Miglia translates as 1000 miles. It's published by Simulmondo in 1991. It also gave us the disastrous I Play 3D Soccer and F1 3D, which wasn't quite so bad, I seem to remember. This game is a chase view, it says. It tries to reflect a classic motor race. Or give us a smile, mate. Oh, well done. Well done. He looks a bit dodgy. Let's move on from him. It looks like a fouled superhero Batman character with a grape on his head. But anyway, we'll see how this plays. It's a chase view. It's a classic motor race based on the era, well, just before the Second World War, I guess. You must keep to the time limits and go across the whole of Italy. You can buy spare parts. Now, that's in Italian. I need to change that. You can collect spare parts there to repair your car as you go along. If you run out of parts, then it's the end of the game. This is interesting music. Doo-doo. Right, hang on a minute. Let's keep it on 1927. So it looks like you can go through the full range of eras. Looks like there's a lot to set up here. But let's select an actual driver first of all. That might speed it up because I'm quite desperate to get to the game now. I will edit down some of the loading times. Right, okay, there's all the people. Let's go for, Maggie Maserati seems good. All these people drive slightly different cars, I think. But I don't know if it makes a big difference with the handling. So you go over different stages throughout Italy. Hopefully the terrain changes. This is literally the first time I've played it. Also come out on the Commodore 64 and DOS if you've got any of those systems and want to track that down. Now, this channel isn't about expert gameplay. It's about how you would have found the game in your first or second go. And would it have been worthwhile? Well, that's quite nice. Would it have been worthwhile to go back and play it again? Now, I never heard of this back in the day, which makes me a little bit worried that it might be a bit of a stinker. But we'll soon find out. Boy, good music though. Not annoying or anything. Dear Racer, in order to assure a minimal level of safety... Right, okay. We've got to do an aptitude... Oh, right, okay, I'll just type in that. Good, I'm sure that was the word. Good, I got lucky there. No, I won't buy spare parts because we're just starting off. I want to get into the game. I've already been mucking around for, coming up for 3 minutes now and I'm still not in the game. So it's not quickly accessible, this one. As a kid, I would just want to play. Forget about all these settings. I think that's why I didn't get on really with Indy 500. Not much patience as a kid, or an adult either. Hooray! Right. Is it going to be the race now? We can but hope. Right. We're going from Brescia to Parma. A flat course with few different S-bends. Length 99 kilometres. Dirt track. Weather is clear. Right. Okay, this is interesting first of all. It's of an era, but better accelerate. Here we go. Right. Okay, scrolling, I suppose. I'm a bit worried about... Yeah, okay. Car feels a little bit slippery, but it's all in the overtaking, I suppose. It moves quick enough. There's people either side. Don't want to crash into them. So you do your own gears here. You can see that in the bottom right. They're in third gear. Don't really want to zip into fourth gear. What's that? I think I hear someone behind me, can I? I'm already going quite quick. Whoa. Now, if you crash off to the side into any of those trees that they planted either side, who's that fella? Then you have to repair the car. So I bashed into him and I'm back across here. I don't know how far we are through this course. There's another blue car. Oops. Yeah, and I've crashed into a tree there. That's not going to do very good. Crashing into stuff costs you time, I think, as we hit the trouble screen. Hey, hold on, we're in trouble. The wheel's jammed. Right, hurry up. That's cost us 11 minutes. Now, we can't take too long on this. It's not brilliant, this game. 1991, so Lotus has already come out, the original Lotus game. Lotus is much better than this and would have kicked it for 6. If this had come out in 88, possibly it would have been more acceptable, but at the moment, I'm not digging it. I'm not digging it at all. The handling of the car is poor. Seems quite it's easy to crash, but hopefully I might get the hang of it as we go further forward. So you're not going to get the best out of it on your first go. A little bit slippery. The road start obstacles are pretty generic. Scroll's better than Test Drive 2 though, but that's one of my favourite games. I've got to bear that in mind with my nostalgia goggles on. But at the moment, I'm not liking this at all. I don't know why. It's the scrolling really, and possibly the overtaking. Yeah, see, it's one of those games where you can't go as quick as your opponents, and if you try to go as quick as your opponents, I think you're going to crash quite quickly. So it's annoying in that regard. It's not very realistic. And I've crashed again. And this loading bit calling the trouble screen each time is slowing the game down no end. So it's a nice idea, but initially it doesn't seem to have been executed very well. Now, if you had this game back in the day, you might put in quite a bit more time than me. You might get a bit more from it, but I don't like it. I prefer Simulmondo's other effort, F1 3D. Check out that review if you haven't seen it already. Bit more of a polygon racer, that one, but plays better than this. But maybe it'll grow on me. Yeah. It doesn't seem very easy unless you go really slow around the corners. It looks like you're going to crash a lot, and if you go slow around the corners, all the other opponents are going to overtake you quite quickly. Maybe that's the idea. Maybe they're there just as a distraction. But it seems like there's a lot of cars to choose from and different drivers. But I'm guessing that the car's handle's pretty much the same each time. If you know different, let me know. It might be a case that this car's just particularly hard to handle. But looking at the basics of the game and the engine of it, I very much doubt that completely. Right. So this stage is 99 kilometres. I don't know if I've got the patience with the full 99 kilometres, so we'll stick with it for a little while. If it don't end, we'll turn it off. But as a kid, I would have played it maybe a few times, but then as soon as Lotus arrived, that would have been it. That would have been it. Is that the end, or did I crash? No, the trouble screen. I don't know what I crashed into there. This game's poor. Yeah. Okay. No wonder I never heard anyone talking about this game. I've never even heard of it at all. I bumped into it at random, because we've reviewed pretty much all of the good Commodore Amiga games. Maybe Formula 1 I need to revisit. Is that the end? But yeah, it's just a few poor ones we're picking off now. So that's the first circuit done. Well, the first stage. Name Maggie, that's me. Wake up, Maggie, I got something to say to you. You should have played something else, or maybe gone back to school. Yes, anyway, right, we're off again. This stage looks very familiar. It's a bit of history repeated. Yeah, let me out of here. How long have we been playing it? About 7 or so minutes. Keep going. Keep going. Maybe the next stage will be better, but this next stage we're on now is exactly the same as stage 1, isn't it? Unless I think actually I just brought up the map before. That wasn't the end of the stage. This might be the end. This is the end of the stage, right? Okay. So I just brought up the map when I was mucking about with the keys. You've just arrived in Parma. Good. Where all the nice ham comes from. Race time 2 hours. It certainly felt like it. Average speed 38 kilometres an hour. Is that good for 1927? Probably not. Right, Parma. So we're seeing all of Italy. This is the sort of game that I would quite enjoy if it was remade today with photorealistic scenery. I'd love to drive through Italy in a 1920s car. This isn't really recreating it a great deal, but we have to bear in mind it is 1991, so that's not, you're not going to get photorealism then, but you can only compare it with other games that are about round about that time, and Lotus Turbo Esprit or this. Well, no choice, is there really? Right, let's go. Oh, see if we can get past some people. Overtaking looks a little bit awkward. When I say a little bit, I'd say a lot. Okay, let's go around. That's 2. A bit close. Yeah, you bash into one and the others just come back past you again. But it's not a race on track, it's just a race for time. So they are really just mobile obstacles to try and slow you down. If they weren't there, you'd probably win the whole thing. Oh, get out my way. I like the engine sounds, they're good, as he grapples to say, nice to say. Frame rate is good as well, just that the playability and the road handling of the car is poor. Now, am I being a bit too cruel in this game? Don't know what the ratings were back at the day. I reckon they probably loved it, didn't they? They quite often disagree with me. I always try and find the good bits in games if I can do. As I say, I've said the good bits of this, but as a spectacle, as a playing game, it's just not a great heap of fun. It's not exciting me a great deal. Stage 2 is pretty much the same as stage 1. These cars are a little bit easy to overtake, although I've got past those 2. Maybe I'm getting the hang of it, yeah. Whoa, car just seems to slip off the road. You see, I avoided the trees then, but I just caught some damage there. That bit is annoying when it keeps going to the trouble screen. I didn't buy any spare parts, so I don't know how many more crashes I've got left before the game is over. Hopefully not many. Now, it's better than Crazy Cars on the Commodore Amiga, but that's just like comparing 2 terrible games together. And also, I'd say it was on a par with Crazy Cars 2. Not Crazy Cars 3, though. That was pretty good. Or Lamborghini Challenge, as it was also known. But it's not up there with the greatest game. So when we've got the luxury now, talking from a retro point of view, of looking back over the entire catalogue, no real reason to play this. Back in the day, if you just had this and nothing else, well, it would have taken up a few hours, I suppose, and you would have concentrated on staying on the circuits and might have kept you entertained. Certainly a lot more playable than hard driving, despite it not being, as I say, a stellar game. So it's in the middle of the road, but lower middle of the road for me, this. Wouldn't have played it more than once or twice. Right. Nice mahogany dashboard, that's what it is. Race time's ticking up there. Would have liked a race element rather than just time trials as well. That might have warmed it up a bit. Is that the end of the stage? Right, I've just arrived in Bologna. Well done, Maggie. Skill 77 out of 100. That was the same as before. Mechanics 38, 100. Right, there's Bologna. Do you recognise it? Or Bologna? Bologna? Bologna. Right, okay. Italia. Viva Italia. Right, come on, Nick. Well, I was going to end it there, but we'll do because it says snowy. That just attempts me to go into it then. Right, pretty generic snowy. Look at those bits of snow there. All the same. Try and think of the Lotus games when it's snowing there as well, where the snow comes down. Be interested to see if this actually tries to recreate the weather conditions. I doubt it's going to do that, but it'd be nice to see if it does. If I can make the car last long enough, that is. Trouble screen. If I had a racehorse, I think I'd call it that now. And on the outside is trouble screen, but he's bashed into a tree. Right. 1927. It's good. If this game had come out in 1927, it'd be... Oh, look at that. It would be spectacular. So good, nice snowflakes. I'd like that. So at least we saw that bit. That's a highlight of the game. So I'd imagine it might do rain as well at some stage. Go, go. Johnny Be Good. No music in this one. Engine sounds, as I say, I like. Rest of the game, well. Now, a bit of undulation here. Always like hearing your thoughts on the games as well. You don't necessarily need to agree with me. Everyone sees different bits. Some people see it from a coding point of view. Other people see other bits compared to other games. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. But I don't like it. Right. But the snow's good. What's happened there? Have I crashed again? What have I crashed into this time? I don't know what I crashed into that time. Maybe I drove over a particularly robust worm and it destroyed the suspension. Yeah, I mean the brain's pretty much the same. The bend's the same. It said they were tighter or not, but it's not. It doesn't seem to be skidding round on snow. It seems to be handling the same because the car handled pretty poorly from the first stage. Do track this one down once if you've got emulation. I won't pay any money for it. Unless you got it for about 20p, you wanted to laugh. What's happened now? I've crashed again. The trouble screen, I'm seeing a lot, and you're seeing a lot now. Whoops, I couldn't even get back on the track there because I was behind a big snowdrift. I think either one or two more crashes and I think the game might be over. The car is pretty much wrecked. Although cars were a bit more robust in 1927 and in the 30s, before they had any of these special lightweight materials. You can drive through walls. Well, don't try that. Right, on a bit of a straight, I think. We're going downhill, so I can't see anything. Yeah, I thought there'd be a tight corner there. Around there. So the car looks very straight. You can't drift or anything. It doesn't. That's the thing about this game as well, which makes it a poor racing game. The car doesn't tilt left or right when you steer, and then you got no feeling that you're actually driving the thing. All right, what a mess. Don't look. Well, yeah, okay, so the game is over. So it's not turning left or right. It's just dead straight the whole time regardless, which doesn't give you much feel of the car. So hope you liked having a look at that one. As I say, I did not like it for a number of reasons. But that was 1000 Miglia 1927-1933 Volume 1. Don't think there was a Volume 2. Published by Simulmondo in 1991. Got any comments about this game, similar games, or anything retro, then please put that below. You're always more than welcome. Until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.